Hi, I'm Ken Howard, and today I want to talk a little bit about something that I hear my clients talking about a lot in my psychotherapy practice, and that's about your relationship to your body. Now, I'm dressed in my workout clothes today because I figured it was appropriate to really talk about that. I think when we talk about a diet and exercise and nutrition plan, we need to think about all of those in the context of our whole lives, including our family life, our relationship life, um, and make it all kind of fit together. You can't have a macrobiotic diet that's prepared by a private chef if your job and your salary just don't allow for that. And you can't necessarily spend many, many hours in the day exercising if you also have a full-time job plus and responsibilities at home and to your recreational life as well, to your partner or spouse or to yourself or with your pets or children or any volunteer work or demands on your time. You just don't have hours and hours and hours a day to work out or exercise, but you have to do something in order to keep your body healthy. Now, some of those things are the purview of a personal trainer or some type of exercise consultant at your gym or health club or wherever you exercise. And some of those questions would be for, say, an RD, a registered dietitian, a nutritionist. But I think when it comes to the mental health aspects of fitness, we need to look at a few things. One of those is about the idea of conflicting motivations, because a lot of us want to improve our bodies and our health, and even just the way we look, our physique or our figure, but we're conflicted about whether or not we're willing to commit the time and the energy and the money that it requires to do that. And so we really have to come to terms with how we manage our time or how we manage our money. Maybe we can redirect money from something else into a personal trainer and we make that decision. Maybe it's just not there to do that. We can't just move money because it's not there to do. We can't reasonably afford that in a healthy budget. Um, we also might have demands on our time where we sometimes have to have simple foods that are easy or quick to prepare and yet still make them healthy. That's a challenge because some of the crappiest food around is fast food that's fast and relatively cheap in the short run, but of course you pay more, I think, in the long run for the cost to your overall health from a diet that's laden with fast food. A lot of my clients talk about wanting to lose weight and wanting to feel better, but yet their schedules are such that they're eating a lot of drive-through fast food. And that's kind of a lifestyle thing. But beyond what a therapist, beyond what see, we're doing this live, I don't go back and edit these things. But beyond what a trainer or a nutritionist would do in terms of this discussion, I think a therapist would look at the conflicting motivations that you have to somehow resolve. I think another issue is about self-esteem and self-concept. What are the messages that you're telling yourself about you? If you get real down on yourself and call yourself awful names like, oh, I'm such a fat pig or something like that, listen to that. That sounds harsh even saying it, and yet some people are saying that to themselves every day. I think when you talk about the relationship to your body or your physique if you're a guy or your figure if you're a woman, then we have to start with the idea of the classic Louise Hay affirmation. Louise Hay is the New Age author and speaker who wrote the wonderful book You Can Heal Your Life, among many others. And her affirmation, I love and approve of myself as I am, is really important. I love and approve of myself as I am. Now, when you start with that, you could be in bad health, you could be dramatically overweight, you could not have the musculature or the shape that you want, and yet you can work toward that. But you start with the idea of I love and approve of myself as I am, and that's your basis. Then you say, okay, now given that I love and approve of myself as I am, what would I like to do? What would be fun for me, or what would be meaningful for me? Do I start a walking routine or a jogging routine? Do I join a health club or just use the membership I already have? Do I find time in my schedule to do that? Do I join some kind of fitness group like CrossFit or yoga or some of the boutique gyms in Los Angeles? We have some of those different kinds of special exercise opportunities that are unique sometimes to the cities that we live in. So it's finding something that we want to add to that, and then finding time in our schedule to do it consistently. Consistency and maintaining that motivation, that you're making a commitment to yourself, to your exercise plan that is every bit as much a part of your routine as eating breakfast or brushing your teeth or um, you know washing your hair or doing your makeup or selecting your clothes. It just becomes part of your routine. So when you start with I love and approve of myself as I am and then add to it, that's when you start to embrace a healthier point of view. You also embrace a healthier point of view with the food part of it. Now, you might consult a nutritionist if that's in your budget, or you might get some books, even a search on Amazon about healthy eating, or even a Google search, I think, about power foods will give you some idea about what are known to be foods that are cancer fighting, that are immune enhancing, that tend to be a lot of nutrients for not a lot of caloric buck. Um, and that kind of research is also in support of that idea. I love and approve of myself as I am, because you're caring enough to research the foods that are good, that you like, but are also good for you. And that's part of loving the self also, that Louise Hay would say is nourishing your body with nutritious foods and beverages, and ones that you like. That's been the issue for me, is that I don't like to eat things that are healthy for me that I don't like. I'll give you an example for cauliflower. I mean, kind of hate cauliflower as it is, but I discovered a recipe where you take it and you steam it and then you mash it up like mashed potatoes and you season it. I use onion powder, garlic powder, maybe even a little bit of curry powder, just spices that are not fattening. Mix that all up, maybe top it with some toasted slivered almonds. That suddenly makes an unlikable food for me into a likable food. So you can experiment with that about of the things that are known to be good for you, which are your favorites. Blueberries, for example, are a great superfood. I will gladly eat those because I like the taste, and they also have a nostalgic value for me because in the summertime in New England, I used to pick those with my family out in the wild. And so, there's just so many great things to say about blueberries. But, everybody has that. Everybody has foods, I think, that they have positive associations with that are also nutritious. So when we embrace exercise and when we embrace a relationship to food that is healthy, we're really contributing to other parts of our self-esteem. Other parts of our self-esteem might be not criticizing ourselves. Other parts may be having a positive self-talk. Another part might be assertive communication, standing up for ourselves. Another part might be setting boundaries where we need to, and communicating our needs to others. There's lots of components to self-esteem, but embracing exercise and diet considerations help to not only work toward our physical health, which is important, but they contribute to our mental health because they're affirming that statement, I love and approve of myself as I am, and that I'm worth taking care of. So give that a try and see how that works for you. And for other work on yourself, improving your sense of self and working on different aspects of your life, consider working with me as your therapist or coach. I'd be glad to help you in any way I can. Good luck.